Hello, good morning. I'm Denise Costello, and I am a holistic cannabis nurse, and I'm popping in this morning because something really cool happened to me this morning. And I think that it might be helpful to you if you bump into resistance during the day, kind of keeping you from doing what you know you should be doing, or maybe you want to be doing, to help keep yourself healthy or whatever. We bump into like resistance all day long, and it can come in the phase of delaying, procrastinating, maybe not speaking what you want to say. So here's what happened this morning. Cold, rainy New England day. And I have myself scheduled for a fabulous class with Lauren with Wild Ember. It's an online vinyasa class at 6:15 in the morning. And I had booked myself for that because I found that I really needed to have a booked class first thing in the morning. I was not really doing my own practice very well, right? I would shorten it. I really wouldn't go the full on. Anyway, I was up way too late last night. This is something I'm working on and I need to do better about, but I was up too late. And that alarm hit and I was like, oh my goodness. It was like, going off. And I was like, it's time to get up. And I was just like, oh. And how many of you have done that? You hit the snooze bar and you hit the snooze bar and maybe you roll over and you don't do what you wanted to do. And already you're feeling defeated, right? You bumped up to that resistance and you're already starting your day with, your will, just kind of being robbed from you. So anyway, I was like, no, I've got to get up. I got to do this, And so I dragged myself in. Luckily, I had my mat put out from the day before. And it was the most amazing practice. She showed us some really cool moves. We did a beautiful candle meditation, which I had totally forgotten about that practice. And it was just like, oh, this is so amazing. But had I rolled back into bed and not getting up, I would have been resisting this happiness. I never would have been able to experience this, right? I would not have had this morning of a beautiful, practice, feeling amazing and strong. And then I got a phone call from a great friend and we had a wonderful conversation. And I would have been in a whole different way if I did not kind of push through. And what I did, the dialogue that I had to myself was, first of all, I was like, okay, God, get me out of bed here. I know I should be getting out of bed, just get me going. And so having that conversation, bringing it into prayer, integrating it into prayer, but just having an awareness of that resistance. So that is kind of a trick too, is just noticing through the day, maybe where are those places where you're bumping up to resistance, not following through with what you want to do, and, realizing that if we don't kind of push through that and get over, flip it on its head, we really are robbing ourselves of happiness, because all of those things that we know that we want to do to keep our bodies strong, our mind, positive, or whatever it is that you're working towards, if you kind of keep stepping back on it, you're never going to step into, what your full capability is, what that happiness is for that day, or what that's going to bring you, because, God knows what's God, universe, or whatever you believe in, spirit, they know, they want you to be happy and good. So anyway, that is my little tip for today is, push through. I know Mel Robbins, she has a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, chant that you can say when you feel like that little bump, like that little pause, like, I really don't feel like writing that document. That's me. I'd rather be on Facebook Live than like at my desk writing and typing documents or whatever. But I know it's important, right? So use whatever you need to do and just try to get through that resistance so you can step into your happiness, right? Okay. And I am going to be dropping some information probably today or the next day. I have a really fun program coming up. It's a free, some people would call it a challenge. I like to call it an experience to step into. 5 days of tuning up, right? Good stuff. Okay, so stay tuned. You'll see that coming, and have an awesome day. Bye-bye.